Hello everyone, welcome to your science classes. And today the topic which we are going to take up is from class 9th, very important chapter, the fundamental unit of life, that is cell. And in that, the subtopic which we are going to discuss today is cell organelle. This particular video, you will find one part of cell organelles and we are going to cover few of them in that, and the second video will follow up soon, right? So we'll start with the cell organelle, but before we start ahead, can you tell me one thing? How many cells we have in our body? Has anyone got any idea? We have around 70 trillion cells in a normal human being. That is too large, right? So your body can be divided into 70 trillion parts. So is it the smallest unit then? Yes, this is the smallest unit when we'll talk about if the fundamental and structural unit, then yes. But this cell further being so tiny can be further divided into small components or compartments which it has inside us. And these are called as cell organelles. Now the very prime and important question come here, why we have cell organelles? What is the need for it? Though our cells are already so tiny, why we need more tinier compartments in it? The answer lies in the name of the chapter, the fundamental unit of life. For cell being fundamental unit, it needs to carry out all the processes a particular body needs to survive on its own. And if a cell needs to do all these processes, it actually has to keep these processes separated from each other so that the two different processes doesn't get mixed, and they have special area in which it is happening, and all together they are letting and making our cell alive, right? So first let us see what cell is. Now you all can see the beautiful diagram of cell. Let us look closer. So you can see in the center, it is pink color circular structure. Can you see all? Right. This is the brain of your cell and we call it nucleus. We can see so many different area in the nucleus. Rather, this pink covering has got this small central part which is nucleolus. We'll discuss about it in another video. Today we are going to focus on cell organelles surrounding it. So the very first organelle which we can see is surrounding the nucleus, these tube-like structure. Can you see these blue color structure? Yes, these oblong tube-like membrane-bound sheets, these are called endoplasmic reticulum. All right, when we go further, we can see near the endoplasmic reticulum, we have got this another sky blue kind of structure, which is again made up of sheet-like structure, oblong bag-like structure. This is your Golgi apparatus. Then move ahead and see this orange color oval shaped cell, or sorry, organelle. Here you can see it has got very intricate and very different inner membrane, right? It has got so many enfoldings, and that is why it is recognizable. This particular organelle is nothing else but powerhouse of your cell, mitochondria. All right. So, and there are so many other components. We can see centriole here. We can see our a different kind of cell membrane and different vacuoles which are pouring out their substances, a little bit of lysosome. Then we have so many different type of tubules which are connecting each other. So let us discuss about them in detail. So we'll move further from the cell, and the very first organelle which we are going to study is our endoplasmic reticulum. We can see the structure. Can you all see the structure? So this circular structure is nothing else but your nucleus, right? And you can see this maze-like zigzag structure which is created with the help of the sheet-like structure. This zigzag structure made up of sheet, oblong bag or sheet, it is your endoplasmic reticulum. Now in this picture, it is very clear that it is in close connection with your nucleus. But why is it so? Why your ER is in close connection to nucleus? Because your ER is responsible for two very important things. One is protein production and another is lipid production. But what kind of protein will be produced in your body? It's entirely dependent on the type of blueprint stored in your nucleus in the form of DNA. So, for easy movement of that message and further getting translated in form of proteins, this ER is close to your nucleus and it's always near the nucleus, right? So now we have already just discussed that they do very important two function. One is production of protein and another is production of lipid. Now how they do it, let us discuss about it. First of all, just see the structure. This particular ER is made up of, your endoplasmic reticulum is made up of tubules of vesicle. They're membrane bound, right? And they are, like oblong bags, like, the tires which are, arranged on one another, right? So this, but very different thing about them is we have two different type of ER. Can you see? One is having these dot-like structure while another one does not have, right? Because of presence of these dot-like structure, the appearance on upon touching, you won't feel it smooth, right? There are certain dot-like structure. In such case, we call it rough endoplasmic reticulum. The name is just because of the presence of these tiny dots which are making its surface look and appear rough, nothing else. Now the second type is smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which does not have these dot-like structure. Now what these dot-like structure is and what they do, let us discuss in RER. Now RER, I have already told you, is the short form of your rough endoplasmic reticulum. These tiny circular structure covering the whole RER is nothing else but your ribosomes, right? So ribosomes are even tiny cell organelle. Maximum ribosome in your cell are found bounded on rough endoplasmic reticulum. These are called membrane bound ribosomes. But the second type of ribosomes are also found in the cytoplasm. Those are called as freely suspended ribosome. Wherever they are, ribosome has got only one function, and that is they are protein factory of your cell. So all the protein can be produced with the help of these ribosomes. We have already discussed that ER is involved in production of lipid and protein. So these ribosomes are actually making RER, enabling RER to produce protein because of presence of them, right? So ribosome are ultimately responsible for making all the proteins, right? Now the second function for our RER is it is also a major site for glycosylation. What is glycosylation? It is addition of carbohydrate in proteins. These are different type of proteins which are also created in your body and they can be used for cell signaling and other functions. Now this is all about your RER. Now let us see the second type of ER, that is SER. The full form becomes smooth endoplasmic reticulum, right? Now since it does not have ribosome on it, then what it will do? It will help in manufacturing fat molecules or lipids that are very important for cell functioning. All right. And this also acts as a storage organelle. Okay. Now, since we have already discussed two major product or produced from our ER, one is protein and one is lipid. So, and we also know that cell membrane is made up of lipid and protein. Since both these things are getting produced here, so your ER or endoplasmic reticulum is involved in formation of building of your cell membrane as well. And this process is called as membrane biogenesis. All right. Now this a special function for SER is in liver, inside your liver. SER helps in detoxification. the kind of, we human being consume a lot of things, like simple paracetamol to higher drugs. They all have a little bit toxic substances which are not good for our health, apart from being good drug. So all those tiny toxic substances, liver does help in detoxification. And inside liver, who is helping? Our SCR, our own SCR, right? So these are the functions. So let's have a quick recap. Endoplasmic reticulum's functions. Now, function is it helps in membrane biogenesis. We have already discussed. That means lipid and protein production equal to cell membrane formation. Transporting channel. Yes, since it is so big, it actually covers lots of area in your cell. So it can also help in, forming a transporting channel for different type of substances across the cell. Okay, inside the cell as well. Now this, since again has got large surface area, it can provide this particular surface area for various biochemical activities as well. And last but not the least is the detoxification done by your liver, especially by your SCR. Now there is another question which generally comes, and that is, what are the differences between SCR and RER? So per se, if we'll quickly see, SCR appears smooth and have no ribosome. This is the structural difference. While RER is, it appears rough and has got ribosome on the surface. This is dependent on the structure. The second difference, it is major site for synthesis of fats and lipids. We are talking about SCR. And RER is major site for protein synthesis. So this difference is upon function. Now, third difference is it maintains calcium ion concentration in the cytosol, while RER helps in transporting the protein to different location like plasma membrane and further. Right. So these are few differences between SCR and RER. Now let us move to the next cell organelle, which again is quite close to your ER, is your Golgi apparatus. Now, what are Golgi apparatus? First of all, we'll see why they are called Golgi apparatus or Golgi body. This name is coming because of the scientist who discovered them. The name was Camillo Golgi. After his name only, this particular organelle is named as Golgi body. Okay. Now, this is also very similar in structure to your ER. It also has got membrane bound vesicles, and this time the vesicles are, arranged in stack like cisterns. It does look like, a tower of pancake, but it is very much similar to ER. Now, when we see Golgi, they are actually, they helps in formation of transport vesicle. They are actually there as movers and packers of your body. Okay, Golgi body, you can always call them movers and packers of your body. Why? Because see, your ER is producing protein and lipid majorly, right? And your Golgi body is in close association with ER, so it can take that protein and lipid, bind it or cover it or pack it in small vesicle, and further store it or transport it in different part of within the cell or maybe outside the cell. So they become movers and packers. So they are doing this packaging of the produce made by ER and further transporting it within the cell, outside the cell. They also help in storage and modification of various things. Like storage and modification, think about it. All the enzymes in your body are made up of protein. So a little bit modification in the protein produced can lead to formation of enzyme. And similarly, there are simple sugars which are formed, and these Golgi body can further do modification to the simple sugar and convert it into complex sugars. Now they are also involved in formation of another organelle, and this organelle is lysosome. Now what this particular organelle does? This organelle is packed with lots of hydrolytic enzyme, very powerful enzyme. Now this enzyme, how this enzyme is getting produced? because of the modification, right? So they actually did what? They took the protein produced by endoplasmic reticulum, modified it, converted it into enzyme, and packed it in a vesicle, just like they were doing making other secretory vesicle. Just like that, they packed this time only the enzyme. And when they are packing enzyme into a vesicle, that vesicle is now termed as lysosome. We'll discuss about this lysosome just after this particular organelle. Now just look at the structure and function, how this happens. This if you consider this as a cell membrane, these are transport vesicles, which are, they are just taking stuff from the ER. They're packing it into their own membrane, creating simple secretory vesicle, and these vesicle move toward the periphery or toward the cell membrane, and then it actually secrete the protein outside the body. This is how they transport outside the cell. That is intracellular transportation. Intercellular transportation. And these vesicle can further roam around in the cell. That would be intracellular transportation. All right. I hope this Golgi is clear. So we have completed only two topics today, two organelles today, that is endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi apparatus. In the next video, I'll cover lysosome, plastid, vacuole, and mitochondria. Please do like and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get the notification for each new video and don't miss out on any of them. Do comment and let me know how you understand. Was the topic clear to you? How you like my video? And also let me know the topics on which you would like to have more videos. Till then, thank you so much. Bye bye everyone.